everyone, my name's HarryAtomic and it's time again for another pickups video. Oh, I've got so many good games to show off this time. I can't wait. I also have a bundle that I'm super proud of that I'm going to keep until the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that one. Anyways, let's roll the intro and get into the video. So before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I do an absolute ton of Xbox videos, pickup videos, gameplay, we talk about Xbox news. We just have an absolute ton of fun just discussing all things Xbox. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please consider subscribing. Anyways, on to the video. So recently I recorded a video on the game room, which is something I like to do roughly every year or so just to keep everybody up to date with how things are going with the collection. And I noticed when I was watching it back and editing the video that there were a few things on the shelves that I hadn't quite shown off in pickups videos yet. I kind of did them backwards, so I thought I would catch up and do some pickups and just get everything up to speed and talk about all the games that I've been buying over the last while. So as always with our pickup videos, what we do is start with the non-Xbox items, then we move on to Xbox One and then on to Xbox 360. So let's get stuck on. The first thing that I picked up this month non-Xbox wise was Final Fantasy VII Advent Children UMD. Now by no means am I going to be collecting UMD videos, and by no means am I going to start collecting PSP. However, I wanted to pick this up. I've been keeping an eye out for it for a while, and I mean really it's just because it's Final Fantasy VII related. I love anything to do with Final Fantasy VII. It's by far one of my favorite games. Now, just a wee bit of a backstory as well. Before I collected video games, I collected Final Fantasy VII items and merchandise, and unfortunately whenever I was at university I had to downsize the collection, and so a lot of it got sold, and I've just slowly been kind of picking up some of the items again here and there, not seriously in any stretch and by no means to the size that it used to be. However, seeing this again in such good condition, just I had to pick it up. It's got like the little booklet thing that comes along with all the UMDs. It's got the UMD itself, which is in perfect condition. I think this thing must have only been played once and then sold. So yeah, super happy to have this again. I'd probably actually not watch it because I have the Blu-ray of Advent Children Complete, which is just a better version of the movie in my opinion. So anyways, on to the next two items. The next two items will hold a wee special place for me because they were actually gifts that were given to me. The same friend that bought Luigi's Mansion and the backlit Game Boy Color for my birthday gave me another two items which I'm super happy at, and I'm so thankful. Thank you very much. The first thing that I got is Doom 2 for the Macintosh. This is just so out there. It is in absolutely perfect condition. I have no idea how this disc was kept this good for that long, especially because Doom is a game that would have been played very heavily. Just like Final Fantasy VII, I cannot wait for the new Doom to come out. It's coming out on March 20th and I just can't wait. I've got time set aside to sink on it. But my favorite Doom is actually Doom 2. There was something about playing this back in the day that just really, I don't know, it just really resonated with me. Like, this was the type of game that I just really wanted to play. And so because of that, anytime I see anything Doom 2 related, I always try to pick it up. But this is just such a strange item. I mean, it's Doom 2 for the old Macintosh. How cool is that? But yeah, super happy to have this. The next thing as well, which was also a gift, is a homebrew called Pokemon Pink version. Now, this is kind of dangerous because I try to steer away from homebrews only because if I buy a homebrew and get into it, I'm just gonna buy an absolute ton of homebrews because there's so many good ones out there. But Pokemon Pink version is a hack of Pokemon Blue. So according to the back of the box, it's got a new hero. It's Chris from Pokemon Crystal. There's new types that have been added. There's new starter Pokemon. There's new updates to dungeons. It just seems that this is just a reimagining almost of Pokemon Blue with some of the more modern Pokemon elements added in, like fairy types, etc. But yeah, it's just really cool as hell to have a Pokemon game after my favorite color, which is pink. You'd think it's green, but it's actually pink. But yeah, just also denote the case itself is just really cool. It looks like a DS case, but it's actually not. It's got like the insert for like a Game Boy game, and it's made by customgamecases.com. Now it's not a sponsor, an endorsement or anything, but I just think these things are pretty cool. I would love to maybe try and pick up a few of them if they're not too expensive, and like make a little shelf of like loads of little Game Boy games. But yeah, it's just really awesome. So the next item technically is an Xbox 360 item, but technically it also kind of isn't, so that's why I've put it at this part of the video. What I do a lot is I go around charity shops and I search for different games or game deals, just like most people do. But one of the things I always search while I'm in there is the vinyl section, because I'm just a big fan of vinyl records and whatever. But for some reason inside the vinyl section there was this magazine and I decided to pick it up. It's Edge magazine from June 2005. It's all very Zelda oriented. It's got like the Triforce and all that stuff. It's gold, but it has the sticker on the front which just caught my eye straight away. It says Xbox 360 exclusive, the first look at Microsoft's next console. So I had to pick it up. I mean, June was a good few months before the console was released, and since we're coming up to the release of the Series X, I thought it was really cool to look back at like the hype surrounding the Xbox 360, and it's a pretty cool read. It's got like a lot of talk about what people think the console's going to be like, about promised features. It's got concept screens for your gamer tag. It's so weird to look back and see what like we got excited about, like about the prospect of HD gaming, about the bold move that all games were now going to be designed in widescreen. Also, whether or not Xbox Live was going to be a passing fad. They even included like pictures of what they think their target demographic was going to be, which was like cool 20-somethings. It's just such a weird read, but it's just so cool because we're currently in the hype stage for a brand new Microsoft console. It's really cool to look back at some of the old hype surrounding a Microsoft console that was so successful. So yeah, I'm so happy to add this to the collection. As I say, I generally don't buy things like this, but it was so strange, I couldn't pass it up. And anyway, on to the next two items, which I've just noticed have been sitting in the frame down here for like the entire video so far. I suppose that's a bit of a spoiler. Anyways, it's on the Xbox One. So for some reason, a lot of my Xbox One games have been remaining sealed. I think it's mostly because a lot of the games are available on Game Pass, so I'd rather just download them and keep the game sealed until which time comes that I need to break the seal. But anyways, the first game that I have, I got on clearance in Smith's Toys for like a $5. It's Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. Nailed it. As I always say about previous like Adventure Time games on the 360, I hear that they're very good. I hear that the humor is good if you like Adventure Time. I like Adventure Time. I wouldn't consider myself like a fan or anything. I've watched a few episodes. I really enjoy it. I kind of know the story and who the characters are and what their motivations are. So I'm happy to pick it up. These things tend to always float around the mid-range price anyway whenever it comes to like collecting games. So yeah, getting it for like a $5 on clearance sealed is pretty good. Anyways, on to the next Xbox One game. So the next one that I picked up was Race with Ryan. No idea why I decided that this was a good idea. I'll probably never play it, so it's gonna stay sealed forever. So the reason I picked this up at full price, mind you, was because someone, oh my goodness, it's cracked. Is that it is? It's sealed and it's cracked. What do you see? Look at that. There's a crack in my game case. It's awful. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. So the reason why that I picked this up is because there was a discussion going on the Discord, and I think in the YouTube comments it was like a few separate discussions where I asked people what they thought the next big rare game for Xbox One was going to be. Now that people are starting to think about collecting Xbox One, I think that these questions are kind of fun to talk about, especially because one of the rare titles on Xbox 360 is My Horse and Me 2. So I asked what the My Horse and Me 2 of the Xbox One was going to be, and a lot of people suggested Race with Ryan. I didn't know what it was. I never heard about it before in my life, and I looked it up, and it's a Smith's Toys exclusive here in the UK, which means that obviously there's going to be probably less of them sold because of the exclusivity deal. Apparently this is a bit more readily available in the US. There's also a collector's edition that comes with like a little toy car, so if you're in the US you'll probably have an easier time of finding this than we will here in PAL regions once it sells out from Smith's. But yeah, Race with Ryan, the things you do, eh? Anyways, let's get into the meat of this video, which is going to be the Xbox 360 games. So I'm going to start off with two games that I picked up from CEX. The first one being James Cameron's Avatar, the game, which has just the game disc inside. I didn't get any manuals. And the second one is F1 2012, which has a disc inside, which is a promotional disc. It's the actual promo disc for F1 2012, and it's a promotional copy, not for resale. Anytime I see these, if they're cheap enough, I'll pick them up, like any of these little promo copies. I have these games already, I think in the normal collection, but just seeing promotional and bundle copies, I'll always pick them up. I made a video on bundle copies of games before, which I'll post up here, but this has kind of got me thinking, and I'm going to ask for everyone's help on this. If you know where any of these came from, like if you know where bundle copies were included in, or how that these were initially released, then please let me know. Also, if you know whether or not the disc inside was a promotional disc or just a regular disc and a promo copy, just any information at all, just let me know down in the Discord. The link is down in the description, and I would love to put together like a list of bundle copies and promo copies, because some people started to show interest in collecting these as like a subset. and so it would be really cool if we could provide people with like a list that they could follow and, you know, just make life a bit easier for our fellow collecting brethren. Anyways, so let's move on then to the rest of the Xbox 360 pickups for the month. There is a bundle that I got that I'm going to save until the very end because I'm super happy with it, but the rest of them are just the various pickups that I got from CEX and various bundles and stuff throughout the month. So the first game is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Spider-Man games are super popular, especially after the release of Marvel Spider-Man on PS4. That just did so well, and it was loads of fun as well if you like Spider-Man games. And so I thought I'll take a look at some of the Spider-Man games for the Xbox 360, and just happened to come across this maybe like a few days later when I was out shopping. There's no manual, I only have the disc and the box, but still, I'm not sure how fun the Xbox 360 Spider-Mans are. I haven't heard any good news or bad news. For some reason, they just kind of flew under the radar. Spider-Man's one of those like A-tier Marvel superheroes as well, so I mean, these games will always hold some value, but yeah, I'm finally happy to start exploring Spider-Man on the 360. The next game that I managed to pick up is the Simpsons game. Now, for some reason, probably because it's the Simpsons, this game has managed to hold its value really well. I managed to pick it up with the manual and the disc, and the case itself is in pretty good shape. It's just one of those games. I remember playing it like a few years ago, and I thought that it was nothing special. I probably will give it another go again because I kind of enjoy Simpsons humor. Again, every time I see it, it always has a slightly elevated price tag, and I managed to finally find it for a price I was comfortable paying, so I was happy enough to pick it up. Next game I picked up was Saw 2 Flesh and Blood. This copy comes with the manual, the disc, super happy with it, except I'll probably never play it unless the achievements are super easy. I heard that the first Saw games achievements were pretty easy to come by, so hopefully this is the same, otherwise I'll probably not play it except for maybe review purposes. But yeah, Saw games are generally pretty bad. Speaking of games that are bad, this one certainly is not bad. It is Skate 2. This one comes with the manual, the disc, and yeah, I bought the first Skate game about maybe a month ago now. I always enjoyed Skate. For anybody that's not familiar with the series, it's again just a skateboarding game, except it's not like Tony Hawk's where you dial in your combos the same way you would with like Mortal Kombat, for example. This is a game that uses the thumbsticks, and the direction of the thumbsticks is like what your feet do in order to do tricks. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty innovative little system. Something that I always find kind of difficult to come to grips with, but apparently it's one of those things that like once it clicks and you do well with it, then it's a really great system. But yeah, skate games have held their value pretty well. They've started to come down in value ever so slightly recently, but they're still around that mid-tier 360 price. So really happy to find a copy with manual and everything included. Next game I picked up was Red Dead Redemption. I already had this in my collection, but I found it in a charity shop for like £1. Comes with the manual, comes with the disc. Everything was perfect, which usually in charity shops, it's not always guaranteed that the disc is going to be in good condition, so make sure to ask to see the disc before you buy, because some charity shops have started taping these closed now. But yeah, I mean, you can't really say much more about Red Dead Redemption. Pretty cool game. The release of the second one meant that the hype and the price just went back up through the roof again, so definitely, if you're a Red Dead fan, this is the one that started it all. I mean, there were games beforehand, but this is the first, like, massive one. Next game on our list is Tropico 4 Gold Edition. Now, I did actually manage to get the Gold Edition disc and the manual, and yeah, it's Tropico. This is a series that it's always been kind of popular, really popular on PC as well, because I think that strategy games can always do better on PC than they do on console. But yeah, the Gold Edition comes with like DLC, a few extras and things like that. As I always said, if I'm collecting games, I'm going to try and pick up the one with the most content on it. So if I find a game of the year, I'll pick it up over the original just so that I have all that content there on disc. Speaking of, I also picked up Tropico 5. I mean, if I was going to pick up 4, I was going to pick up 5 as well. Unfortunately though, with this one, this is supposed to be the special limited edition Tropico, but unfortunately I just got the regular Tropico disc. But I mean, that's the only one that CEX had in stock, so yeah. Although it comes with all the extras as well. There was like this little slip, there's a few postcards, passports, things like that. Wait a second, I'm just noticing here that this like icon for Tropico 4 Gold is the same as on the passport. Did I get the passport for the Gold Edition of 4 inside the box of Tropico 5? So okay, this seems that everything is complete on here then. Nice. So yeah, it also pays to know, I suppose, what's in your game cases before you buy it. But yeah, Tropico, happy to have those two. I think that's all 3 Tropico games now. I think only 3, 4, and 5 were released on the 360. I have 3 already, so I'm happy now to have like the full little Tropico set. Anyways, Next game is one that people have been asking me to pick up for a while and play, which is the Bureau XCOM Declassified. From looking at the back of the box, I'm not sure how that this actually fits into the whole XCOM universe. I've played XCOM before, but not like too much. I mean, it's a strategy game as well. It done better on PC, I think, than it did on console. However, this one looks more console-esque, so I don't know what the story is with this one. It comes with the disc. I didn't get the manual with it. Either way, I don't mind. I will play this at some point, only because people have been asking me to play it for a while. Speaking of games that I will definitely play, the next game I picked up was Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Now, I'm gonna finish playing the first one to get a bit of a refresher, because it's been so long since I've played it. I'm about halfway through it at the moment, but I never ever played Lords of Shadow 2. I enjoyed the first one. I mean, it is a bit far removed from like the original Castlevania series. However, I didn't mind it as like a 3D hack and slash game. It was pretty good. Hopefully this delivers more of the same. This one is slightly more expensive than the first one, and I found this one for about what you would expect to pay for a copy of Lords of Shadow 2, but it's Castlevania. If it's anything to do with Castlevania, of course I'm going to pick it up. Next game I picked up was Destroy All Humans Path of Furon. I loved Destroy All Humans on the PS2. It was really, really cool to play as the aliens. Usually when aliens are in video games, they're the bad guys and you want to like kill the aliens and save humanity and grrr. But this one was really cool because it's like you play as the aliens, you're invading Earth. It's like a weird spin on it. It was really, really cool for the time as well on PS2. And so I'm hoping that Destroy All Humans Path of Furon on the Xbox 360 recaptures some of that magic. And so for that reason, this is one that's going to get added to my stupidly long to play list. The next game that I have on here, which again I am definitely going to be adding to my playlist, is Monopoly Streets. I don't know why, I don't know where this came from, but I have this weird affinity for like video game versions of board games. I don't know why, maybe it's just the convenience factor or something, but I just really, really like board games and Monopoly games by extension on consoles. This one allows you to play as your avatars, which have gotten really creepy on the Xbox One, so it'll be the 360 avatars, thankfully, that you'll be using. Yeah, it's not the first Monopoly game that I own. I got a copy of Star Wars Monopoly for the PC, like the big box version, when I was younger. I played it to death. I absolutely loved it. So it's really cool to be going back and playing some like Monopoly on console, or video game Monopoly again. I really hope that this one captures all the magic that the first one captured for me. Anyways, on to the next game is Hot Wheels Beat That for the Xbox 360. Now, this falls for me under the category of kids game, even though that it might not specifically be a kids game. Now, what I mean by kids game is a game that possibly will have had a rougher life than all other games. So games that are specifically tailored towards kids, like Ben 10 or SpongeBob or something along those lines, generally don't get treated too well, and because of that, copies of those games, if you buy them in charity shops or something like that, are probably scratched within an inch of their life, because kids use these things as frisbees, plates, skateboards, all sorts of things happen to these discs. And so anytime I find a copy of what I deem to be a kids game in good condition, I will pick it up. It only because they're just getting harder and harder to find these games, especially with the manuals and with the disc intact. Now, because these are treated so badly, usually it's getting harder and harder to find them in good condition with the manual, all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is kind of Micro Machines-esque as well. It reminds me very much of Micro Machines, and I played a ton of that whenever I was younger. So yeah, this looks like fun. I'll definitely be giving it a go. Next game I managed to pick up was Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. Now, as with the Simpsons game, I like Family Guy. I wouldn't consider myself a massive Family Guy fan. Like, I watch every episode the day it comes out. But I've seen enough Family Guy to know that I like the humor. I'm hoping that the humor is captured well in this game, and it's something that I'll be playing, if only just to get a few cheap laughs here and there. Comes with the manual, comes with the disc. Again, really happy with it, and yeah, I'll be giving this one a go as well. Next game I picked up, or specifically next two games, is Warriors Orochi 1 and 2. I got these for pretty cheap. I'm super happy. Got them both at the same time. They both come with... Oh, no. The first one only comes with the game. Second one comes with the game and the manual. And yeah, I never knew this. I probably should have known this. But this is an extension to the Dynasty Warriors games, which there are an absolute ton of on the Xbox 360. I think I'm only missing like one or two Warriors games, and then I have them all for 360. But yeah, Warriors was loads of fun. Actually, I got into the Warriors series really late. The first Warriors game that I played played was Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U. I got it bought to me as a birthday present by a friend that just knew that I liked Zelda stuff, and I sat down and gave it a go and really fell in love with that whole like big open map, like you versus an army type of combat. And so because of that, I've been really interested in diving into the Warrior series and seeing like what it's all about. So I hear that it's like B-movie-esque, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek with its humor. It's been paired with pretty much every other franchise known to man at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna dive into some Warriors games. I don't know what the story is with the Orochi series, so if anybody knows, let me know down below. I'll do a bit of research before diving into Warriors. But yeah, I mean, if there's any game as well people would recommend that I start on, let me know. Specifically 360 versions, because that's kind of where I'm laying all my time at the moment as far as gaming goes. Anyways, next game I picked up was Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. I probably pronounced that wrong. However, I had already picked this up before in game about a year ago. However, it didn't have the game and the actual case. So this is the special edition. It comes with a bunch of booklets and all that other stuff. It comes with a little comic book as well. And it also has the game and a soundtrack, I think. What happened? My console was shut down. No, it won't. Hear my background. So when I first picked up this game, it didn't have the game disc inside. It only had the soundtrack and all of the extras. So when I saw this game pop up again in CEX, I decided to pick it up. And ironically, CEX gave me the game with none of the extras, none of the soundtrack, only the game disc itself. So I was able to put together the full collector's edition, including both of the discs inside, from the 2 copies that I bought from both game and CEX. So really happy to finally have this checked off the list. That box has just been staring at me on my shelf for ages, just screaming to me that there's no game disc inside. And the last 360 game outside of this next bundle that I picked up is Ace Combat 6. Fires of Liberation. For some reason, I don't know why, but the front cover of this reminds me of Afterburner for the Mega Drive, if anyone's familiar with Afterburner. I can already feel this one doesn't have the manual inside, it only has the disc. And yeah, apparently this was an Xbox 360 exclusive. I don't know anything more about it other than that. However, I don't see a lot of flight games on Xbox, which is weird considering that Microsoft are known for their flight simulator games. So yeah, I'll pop this on, even if just to see what it's about. But time to move on to this bundle. Oh, so good. So the story behind the next bundle that I picked up was I saw it on Facebook Marketplace for 25 quid. The guy just wanted rid of it and I was like, yes, 100% yes, I am getting on that. So there is a stack of games which I will slowly move out of camera view. You can see what one of them is there. But the next thing that was in there was a boxed 4GB Kinect model of the Xbox 360. Now, this one does not have the Kinect Adventures included. However, I am not going to cry any tears over that because this game is literally everywhere. So I'm going to just pick up a spare copy of Kinect Adventures next time I'm like out and about, and I'm just going to throw it inside this box just so I can call it complete. The box itself is in okay shape. I mean, it has been opened, it has been, like the corners are a wee bit sort of scuffed, but I don't mind. It looks nice on the shelf. It has the Kinect and it has all the manuals and stuff inside. It has the console. I never liked how these boxes open from the bottom. I've nearly dropped this thing like an absolute ton of times. But yeah, it has everything inside. Really happy that it comes with the manuals and all that, because these things tend to get sacrificed somewhere along the way. But yeah, there we have it, a boxed 360. I try not to go too mad with boxed things, because then, you know, boxed leads to sealed and sealed leads to having no money. But yeah, this will proudly sit on the bottom shelf behind me. You'll probably see it in all future videos, just staring at everybody from the back. But that was 25 quid along with these 8 games that I got here. So the first one, which you probably all seen already, is the slipcase version of Tomb Raider without the slipcase. It has like a little slip inside. It has both discs and whatever. The only reason why that I'm keeping this as is because it has the bonus disc inside. Sometimes the bonus discs go missing, so I'm hoping that if I do find a slipcase version of this in future, and if by chance I buy it and it doesn't have the disc inside, at least I have one here. So I'll hold on to this until then as spares or future spares. Slipcases without the outer slipcase is just so frustrating. Anyways, the next game was UFC 2010 that came along with it. Now, Also, a note on all these games, they were kept in fantastic condition, bar the outer slipcase of Tomb Raider. But all the game discs themselves just have no marks, no scratches. They were just really well looked after, so well done, sir. Yeah, this has the manual, has the disc inside. Rated 5 stars, kick ass by Zoo Magazine. Thank you, Zoo Magazine, for your insightful input. Next game that came along with this bundle was Modern Warfare 3. Again, has the manual, has the disc. I actually didn't have Modern Warfare 3. I thought I had all the Call of Duties, but after searching, I'm actually missing 2. Now only 1 because I have this. I think I'm missing Black Ops 3 as well. I have Black Ops 2. That's the most expensive one, so I'm happy that I have like the hardest one to buy these days. On to the next game that came along with this bundle was Kinect Sports. Now this came along with the little card. It has the manual, has the disc inside. I was expecting a few Kinect games because this is a Kinect bundle. Didn't come with Kinect Adventures, strangely enough, but I'm happy to have another copy of Kinect Sports. This will probably just go in the doubles pile. Next game is Hasbro Family Game Night Volume 3. This, again, just plays under my absolute love of video board games. I don't know why I love video board games so much, but here we are. This one comes with the manual, comes with the disc. I will 100% be playing this. I'll probably get some local multiplayer with friends some night. We'll sit down and play. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to play Twister on the 360, but why not? Let's give it a go, I suppose. Next game that came along with this bundle was Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, I already have Grand Theft Auto 4. This comes with manual, comes with the disc, and yeah, this will go straight in the doubles pile, but again, it's a super nice copy of it. Really happy to have it. Next game I actually didn't have. I thought, again, that I did have it, but I didn't. It's FIFA Street. Now, it turned out that I actually had a copy of FIFA Street 3. I don't know what happened to FIFA Street 2, but or whether or not there was a FIFA Street 2, or if it came out on the 360, or if it was exclusive to another console or something, so I'm gonna have to look that up. But I'm happy to have this one. Apparently this one has like still a pretty respectable price behind it. I just didn't even realize that this game was still going for a normal amount of money. But yeah, it only has this slip inside. It has the disc inside, which again leads me on to it would be nice if we could maybe catalog what came inside sealed copies of these games. Anyone that has sealed copies, don't be breaking the seal just to find out or whatever. But if anyone like remembers what was inside a lot of these or something, I would like to know, because anything that doesn't have the manual, I mark it in my set as being like boxed, not like complete in box. And yet there's some things I mark as complete in box that might have come with like an extra slip or something like that, you know. And it would just be nice going forward for anybody that is like really pedantic and wants to make sure that they have like everything in the box that came with the game. It would be nice if people could sort of let me know what was in different games. So again, let me know down in the Discord. We have a game collecting channel on there, and it would be really cool to just start gathering some info on like what is complete in an Xbox 360 game. Anyways, the last game in this bundle and the last game that we're going to show off today is Far Cry 3 Classics Edition. Now this is a long box Classics Edition. This one comes with the manual, comes with the actual Classics disc, which is some days you don't get the Classics version inside. But yeah, I am actually collecting the classic subset as well. And so anytime I come across a classics version, I'm always happy to add it to the shelf. I left this to last as well, just to mention to people that if you are out and you're in a secondhand store that maybe has multiple copies, like you're in GameStop or CEX or Game or something like that, and you're buying a version of a game, like you're buying a classics version or something, and you actually want the classics version, make sure to ask. I always go in whenever it's a bit quieter. I don't like doing it whenever there's like a queue a mile long behind me, so I always try to go in when it's a bit quiet, and I always ask the person behind the counter to check if they actually have the classics disc. Now this was bought off someone else, so obviously it doesn't apply to this particular copy, but there have been sometimes whenever a different disc has been brought out and then I've asked and they've went and they've found the proper one so that I can match up the set. So don't be afraid to ask if there's manuals. Don't be afraid to ask if there's like a specific version of a game disc there that you're looking for. I mean, the worst that'll happen is the person will just say no. But that is all of my pickups for this 3 weeks, I think, 2 weeks. I don't know. But yeah, that's all the pickups for this time. Let me know what you thought of them down in the comments below. I'm really pushing now to finish this PAL set. I think I have about another 400 or so games to go. I'm like just coming into like the last quarter now of the set. So super excited and super happy to keep pushing forward with this amazing console. I absolutely love the 360. And as I said at the start of this video, if you like 360 videos, you like collecting videos, you like pickups, you like gameplay, you like reviews, then please consider getting subscribed to the channel. I do as much Xbox videos as I can. We focus on just all things Xbox. So yeah, I think that if you like Xbox, Plus, this will be the channel for you. Also, as I alluded to throughout this video, we have a Discord. The links are down in the description. On there, we talk about game collecting, we talk about all different video games, not just Xbox. It's pretty much just a place where we can get together and talk about video games without getting too deep into the whole fanboyism that seemed to plague this Xbox 360 PS3 generation for some reason. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.